so we're not going to get into the weeds too much. I just want to show you its capabilities. I also want you to understand that if you wanted to get on there, how to be a part of it. We are going to talk about what its functions are, and we may even do a few functions just to see as a test run and a test vehicle. Again, it's not a training, it's more of a welcome to an intro to Kvcore. That being said, I'm going to share my screen and we will start. Things keep popping up for me, so if you can just kind of take care of that, Lindsay, I'd really appreciate that. All right, so question is, what is Kvcore? I get that all the time, and this is the best way to describe it. It's a CRM in general, so it's a smart CRM. It's a lead engine, so you can create leads from there. You can get to listings from there. It does web IDX. And it's all cloud-based, so you can get it from anywhere you want. There is a mobile device that you can actually download, not only from your iPhone or Android, but there's an app on there as well. Like I said, it's an integrated layer, so we'll explain to what that is. So it can also adapt to DocuSign and all the rest of the stuff, and we'll get to what their capabilities are. But this is what it is in a high-level type of thing. Most of all, it's a smart CRM. But it's a lead. To me, most people use it as a lead engine. So instead of giving you fish, I'm teaching people how to fish. And that's a big difference in my opinion, because pretty soon you'll be running this business like a business, and that's what you should do. And you'll start to look at ROI and all different things that what you need to do from the thing. So that's what it is in a kind of a bird's eye view. Now, people ask me, what are these leads? Because leads is, how do you want to define leads? In my opinion, leads and inquiries always get confused a little bit. Some are going to be inquiries, some are going to be leads. And what the difference is, an inquiry could be like, hey, I'm not looking to sell right now, but you know what? In the future, I may be selling my property. Or hey, by the way, they're doing some searches online and they want to know what the homes are in their neighborhood. Just whether they're nosy or just they want to figure some things out. That's up to them. It all starts out with people kind of surfing the internet and figuring out if this makes sense for them for the move. They want to get prices. So a lot of these people are 3 to 12 months out. Okay, so can we agree on that? Like most people that they were kind of looking, some people longer, right? Could be 24 months out, or when Tommy finishes high school, or they can say, hey, when the prices go down, whatever is going on in their mind. It's never a now move. And I consider a now move between 30 to 90 days out, right? For me, that's not the majority. The majority is 95% of people are at least 3 to 12 months out. What the biggest mistake in my mind, what agents make is, where do you think they concentrate? Do you think they concentrate on the 3 to 12 months, or are they looking for, I need to sell, I need to buy? Most agents are actually concentrating on, if you haven't guessed it by now, the 5%. And the problem with doing that, they've already contacted people. They've already talked to Mike Safety, and they already talked to Jim Supples. They already talked to Fiona. They already talked to these people already through their open houses or through conversations, or if they called on listings. And now it's a crapshoot, because at this point, who should I use? And I think that's the biggest problem what agents actually do. They concentrate on the now business. Now, I'm not saying the now business isn't good. Who doesn't want a quick transaction? And those could be from your sphere of influence, your circle of influence, whatever you want to call that. And those people, most likely, they really like you, they trust you, and they believe that you have you're competent, that you can actually get the job done. Because those are the three things I believe people need to see. They need to like you, trust you, and believe that you can get the job done. Now, there's organic lead generations, of course, open house, door knocking, building relationships, cold calling, networking, business to business, circle of influence. All of this stuff are organic leads. But we're going to talk today about not only organic leads, but we're going to talk about generated leads. And we're going to talk about pay-per-clicks. We are going to talk about Google ads, you name it. So again, this is just kind of what it is. Think of it as a pipeline. Think of it as a drip. You put all these people inside these things, and little by little, You've already established a good relationship with these people because you've been talking to them for the last 3 to 12 months. And by the time they become now, guess what? You are not going to have an opportunity to beat out Noah May, because Noah May has been contacting them throughout this 1-year process, and through text message, through email, through automations, whatever the case may be. Now, it sounds exhausting, doesn't it? But this system will actually save you time. And I'll explain to you how it saves you time, can actually get you leads, and keep you in touch with all your circle of influence, your sphere, whatever you want to call that. Okay. So do we have any questions on what I explained thus far, or even any disagreements? That's fine too. We can talk about that. Just gonna give it 30 more seconds or even a minute. Can we all agree that most agents concentrate on the now business? Can you at least give me a yes or a no in the chat box? Please put yes or no. Yes. Alex Abud says yes. Kimberly, yes. Carl, yes. I think we all agree. There you go. Lynn, Fiona, yes. And this is what I wanted to kind of get to. Why won't they concentrate on people from a year out? You know what I've done, and I've been doing this for 24 years, almost 25 come January. We used to do this old school, right? We would kind of put a lead system together. It would be buyer or circle, circle buyer or seller. And we put them at the bottom of the list when they were ready, because they knew they weren't ready for another year or two. So we don't want to call them. We want to keep them in the bottom. And then when it finally comes up there, some people had, a Rolodex, or some people had whatever different, how we did business in the past. We didn't have the computers. We didn't have the technology today. But the problem with actually doing it that way is we forget. Or guess what? Somebody else has been contacting them. Or there could have been another person from their soccer league or from the school that's now contacting them, and we didn't even know about it. So a year and a half goes by, and then guess what we find out when we go to the soccer meet? Hey, and they think they're funny saying this to you, or they think you're going to be okay with it. Hey, by the way, Fiona, I bought a house this weekend. That person's expecting Fiona to be very happy for them. And Fiona's like, oh, really? Oh, tell me more about that. And they're like dying inside, right? See the little happy face. That's cute. Or the laughing face. The point is, this happened to everybody. And there's a reason why it's happening to everybody. It's because it's our fault. We've neglected them through the year and a half. We've called them once in a while. We didn't want to bother them through a phone call and keep asking them about little Johnny, right? We get embarrassed. So what today is a demonstration of what we are going to be doing as far as keeping in touch with them. And, no further ado, let me explain to you what Kvcore is. And this is the dashboard. So this is Kvcore. And just to kind of walk you through this process, we're going to look at the platform. Here's the dashboard. So we'll explain what all these things are. Okay. These are people actually searching and moving and, movers and shakers on property. You have a summary of what you need to do. So it can be a task management for you as well. Training, right over here to the right, said view learning portal. And I want to go to that now, because there is no way you are going to learn everything, even if we did all kinds of classes and whatnot. Kvcore set this up to actually have 3 to 5 minute videos, 2-minute videos, whatnot. So this will be an explanation how to finish the course. It'll be a little intro, you name it, right? So these little videos on the side, course overview. I'm gonna let you listen to this for a second.
Works for you. You'll also want to watch the goals and results video to help you set some short-term and long-term success goals that you can start right now. We are looking forward to working with you, and we'll see you in the next.
So each one will have a little overview of what that lesson is. And this is the basics. You can get to importing your leads, because that's a huge question. Everybody.
In this 3-minute lesson, we are going.
You see what it's going. So it just goes into these videos, and it's very, very user-friendly, in my opinion. Some people pick it up faster than others. I believe that, technology is not for everybody. Sometimes it seems like it should be, but again, we don't want you to confuse your business with this. I don't want you tied up. If it takes up 70% of your time just trying to figure this thing out, then it's not the platform for you. But, on your spare time, you can go through these videos and actually figure out, does this work for me? So again, training video over to the right, it's a learning portal. So I just wanted to kind of throw that out there first. And now the dashboard. these are people that are going to be searching, that have been searching for. So I'm going to click on one of them, and this lady is named Sharon Justice. So I'm going to go from all the way from the beginning of when she came about. I don't even know where she came about, but let's find out. So this person we sent an email out. She's a Kvcore paid ad, and I'll explain what that is. So it's basically a Google pay-per-click. So then the system will start automating itself because it's a new person and I don't know them. So it's automatically going to send text messages for them, and you can control that. You can say whether I want that to happen or not. So this is automatically automated. So we're new leads, people that I don't know. I don't have time to ask them, hey, are you looking for a home? So I have automations for email, text messages, and it says, look, I have time tomorrow. Would you like to talk about real estate? What works best for you? That person may or may not respond. Sometimes they say buzz off, some say, hey, whatever. So it'll continue to contact them until you start to see a response. And, again, email them. It will keep them market updates. And this is what you look over to the right as far as a market update. This person happens to be looking in Oceanside. So I'll give you an example of what a market report does, and you can control how many times you want to send that out. 28 days, 7 days, however often you want to do. And this is what a market update looks like. So they're going to receive this for Oceanside. And right there from the top, it says homes for sale, 309, down 9.7%. How many are new to market? Blah, 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 right? Average home for sale, average sold price, other listings that they can go through so they can click on them and go from there. So it just keeps them engaged in the process. And that's kind of what that does. And we will get to the other functions of what this is capable of. But does everybody have an idea? And I'm going to stop right now because I've been talking a little bit long. So does everybody have an idea of what this is and what it has capabilities of? Are we getting an idea? Can I just get a yes, or do you have any questions? Okay, yes, seems like everybody understands.
Mike, Jeannie Dominguez asks, does Kvcore have chat bots?
Does it have chat boxes?
Bots, B-O-T-S.
Oh, chat bots. It does. It actually has automations, and it also has AI. So it will communicate on your behalf. So when it starts to ask questions, you'll start to see the response. And I'm going to show you an example of what that looks like. But yes, good question.
Matt Eller wants to know if Kvcore has IDX feed.
It absolutely does. It automatically feeds into this. It does have IDX feeds, and that's kind of how they search the listings and whatnot from there. So yes, it does have IDX feeds.
And then Cindy Burgess asks, are leads generated from ads we place?
Great question. We're going to get to that next. Okay. So there's going to be a couple different ways of actually getting leads. There's paid ads, and then there's organic ones that you can actually create from your own little ads. And, not to get too complicated or into the weeds, but they can be sent through Facebook, so some of the social media platforms, along with Craigslist. And I'm going to perform one for you guys live to see how fast and easy that actually is. Any other questions we got?
I think Kim asked where are the leads coming from. So I think you kind of touched on that already.
Yep.
Does the IDX feed show them coming soon?
It does have coming soon functionality, absolutely. And that person can search. So think of it this way, just as a bird's eye view. I go to search looking for homes in San Marcos, okay? And what takes place is there's going to be links up there, and it's going to say, they don't see it, but there's a little link that says, Kvcore, Mike Safadine, whatever it is, right? They click on it. Now, this is basically a lead capture. They can look at 3 or 4 pictures on this, ad or whatever the case may be, or whatever specific house they're looking for. And then what it's going to ask is, it's called a forced registration. And they're going to say, if you want to continue, we need your email address. And some people even put, we not only need your email address and name, we need your phone number. So I force phone numbers because we don't want to waste any time, right? It's either they're going to be on or off. And if they don't want to be on, that's fine too. Okay. So hopefully that answers some of the questions. We'll get to some of the capabilities now. All right, so we went over the overview of what Kvcore is, and now I'm gonna go through some of these functions. So dashboard, playbooks is something new. This is what the best part about Kvcore is. They're always adding, they're always making new things to actually that work out best for you. Next is the smart CRM. Now, it's not tricky, just I gotta do this a little slower because this is something that you could get lost a little bit with. So now I wanna filter out some of the leads that I wanna contact. For an example, if I have people I've closed, I'll say, hey, I just wanna talk to people that have closed. And then it's gonna pull up all the people that have closed in the past or whatever the case may be. So this is the people I've closed. Let's just pull up Jason for an example. So I got the phone number, I already know the address, right? I probably would fill that in. I can also do a market report because I know they closed here, they closed in Carlsbad. So I'll get rid of that now, hold on a second. Sold them a house in Rancho Carrillo. So I can also pull up that subdivision. So this is gonna keep in touch with my closed sale. And it could always, of course, you wanna keep them updated with some market reports of what things closed, but I also control it. Now I put this as 14 days before, let's make it 28 days because you know what, they know what they bought. I don't need to be flooding them with emails. And I don't have them on a automation here because Jason will know it's not going to be authentic, right? Because we closed the deal together. And that makes sense that I wouldn't be talking to him from a general perspective. It'd be specific. I'd ask some specific questions. So for more actions, you know, I can go here and I could do whatever I want if I want to delete the lead or whatever the case may be, which is not a good idea. You want to just keep that person there. I can voice drop, do a voicemail drop. I could do a video and it could just say, hey, look, Jason, just want to know you and your family's doing well, blah, 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 blah. I can send them directly from here. It's connected to BombBomb. So it is an extra feature. It will cost you $25 extra a month. We'll get into the add-ons, but that's something that you can do from there. I can do anything I want from there. And there's a property detail. It keeps them in charge, keeps everybody kosher and knowing exactly what they are and go down a list. But those are my closed sales. But for me, I want to be sending out emails or touching the people that are my active leads because they barely know me. I barely know them. And we're talking about these people that are probably out there, have clicked on a few things through Google pay-per-clicks. They're not really that serious right now. So I got to make sure that, you know, they're still active. Sorry, it's running a little bit slow. We'll get there. I have so many, unfortunately, it hasn't been touched on. So I start to give some of the leads out. Okay, here we go. Now, if you look in the bottom, you'll see how many of these people I've captured. Look at this, and it's over to the left. They'll say exactly how they came, whether it's a property boost, whether it was, I have 5,663. That seems like impossible to keep up, right? But this is how I do it. All on automations. I can click everybody here, send them a mass email. And best part about it is I don't have to type them out anything. I can have already a canned response. Just want to touch base, see what your plans are moving forward. Very basic. When it says hi, first name, last name, it's going to use their first name and last name. Automatically use mine from the bottom where it says agent first name and last name. And then I can choose to or not use my signature on the bottom. So once I put the subject, it can be plans moving forward. Voila. Sent. I just sent all those people those emails. So it could be up to 100, 500. It really has, I don't know exactly how many you can send at one time. I think it's 100, but I could be wrong. Anybody got that answer? My Kvcore fans out there like Noah and Alex or anybody else, do you know how many? Noah, do you have an idea how many people we can send out at one time? I believe it's 100. Noah? Okay, he's muted, so it's fine. He'll jump on when he can. As far as how many people, I don't know, but I think it's 100 at a time.
Alex said 100.
100, okay, perfect. Thank you, Alex. So that's what you can do from there. And as you can probably tell already, I'm saving time by actually filtering out who I want to send this message out to. I can send a text message here, a mass text, and I could just say, hey, the same people after, a month or so, I can touch those same people and hit a mass text message. And again, it could be a canned response. It could be, hey, it's been a few days since we connected. Love to catch up, send, done. Some people unsubscribe. You're going to get that a lot. You're also going to get people that say, please take me off the list. Take them off the list, So whatever it may be, use that efficiently. So that's the smart CRM. That's how you contact smart CRMs. This is a pretty cool function. Now we're going to get to some cool things that it actually does. Again, this system's very robust. We can keep talking about this for days and probably won't get through all of the information that it can actually do for you. So with that being said, let's get down to, let's go to Brian's listing over here. These are all company listings and you can filter them out here. It says agency listings, all, or my listings. So you can go straight to yours or go to the agency listings. Get each other's permission before you do that. I recommend it's always better. Say, look, I'm going to put, I just noticed you got this one listing out there. I already got Brian's permission to send anything I want to. We kind of have that open agreement to use mine. I use mine. Who cares? We're sending the information out there. But I'm going to show you something pretty cool now. Now that I pull up this listing, I can actually post a Craigslist ad without doing much. So let's just say it's in North County. I think it's in North County, this particular property. Once I click North, look, the system already takes over all the information from the listing, pulls it up as the image. It's as easy as one click. Now, I normally, it's all set up and it'll tell you, please text this number to this number here. Once they do that, of course, it grabs their information and it starts to make them as a contact. Now I just developed the lead. Once they actually do it, and it's free. It doesn't cost anything to do that through Craigslist. I always edit the ad because I want to make sure it's licensed and I put my information in there. If I want them to include my phone number or not, that's your choice. I just hit send. It's that simple, guys. It literally is that simple actually to create an ad. It'll be posted and I just get there and hit publish. Done. So that's that. And that's how you would do that through there. You can do a Facebook post. It automatically connects yours to your Facebook ad, and then it will just be there. So now if I want to send this out to my friends, I could tag friends. If I want to just send it out to per group of just people that are on there, but I don't really know them though well, or I want to send it to everybody, you can separate that and just say something about the listing. And once it's posted, you're done. So that's that. Right. Twitter. I really haven't done it on Twitter much. And I can also boost the property, and that's where I can pay, but we're not going to get into that. Again, that could be a separate talk for this. We've talked a lot and I want to stop this for some questions. So I see a lot of